there's been untold times of when I've been trying to sort of mix or something like that, and nothing you play right, it doesn't go in together. It's not dropping. You keep pressing Q on the wrong blooming track or whatever, and it's just like, yeah, it's time to take a step out, go and have a bath, watch a bit of funny TV, and then start again the next day. So I think that's, yeah, a lot.
Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Real Junglist Podcast. Today I am joined by Diane, otherwise known as DJ Dzire.
Yeah, that's the one. Hi, everyone, and lovely to meet you, Keisha.
Really lovely to meet you too. So we found each other on... I think we found each other on TikTok, but
Yeah.
Are you also a member of DJ Brocky's group as well?
I am. Oh, long-standing
Yes.
member, about 6 years now. It's a wicked group, really good. And Brocky is absolutely amazing. He's been a real support to me as well. So, hi, Brocky.
Hey, Brocky. Have you done some of his group nights as well?
I did, yeah, quite a few years ago. I did Brocky Bash. I was actually meant to do the one that's just gone as well. But because it was in Tunbridge Wells and all the train strikes, it was so hard to get to. So unfortunately, I couldn't make it. But it looked like a really wicked night. So I'm glad they still have fun.
Oh, amazing.
Mm.
And so, just to go back to the Brocky group, I'm quite a newbie in that group by standards of things. So I would say probably about a year or so, 2 years maybe, I don't know, but not one of the old school ones, that's for sure. But it is pretty cool. It's nice that you said that.
It is nice.
We will link
really
to it.
It is, and it's quite a supportive group as well. I like it how everyone, like, if someone's having a really bad time or a bad day, and they just reach out to the group, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, I like what he's done there.
Yeah,
there's a lot of artists that are about like that are just supportive to the fans as well as like in the artist, pool as well. So yeah, it's a good example to set, I think.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Brilliant. So just for anyone who hasn't come across your socials and your work or seen you on Thames Delta before, would you just mind giving a little bit of an introduction to yourself?
Obviously, my name's Dzire. I used to go as Lady Dzire because I also do vocals as well. So I'm a vocalist, producer, do the DJing. I've also got my own label as well, False Widow Records. And I've also recently joined Dreambase Records as well, run by DJ Zent. There's some amazing things coming out from there as well. So it's all exciting. Yeah. So that's basically me.
Basically, that's a lot. That's a lot. In a nutshell, but you're doing, lots of wonderful things there.
That's the stuff. Yeah.
Nice. So I wanna start this interview actually probably a little bit differently to the way that I normally start. I want to go for a little bit of a timeline. So the first thing I'd love to know is what kind of music did you listen to when you were growing up?
Oh, that is such a mixed bag. So growing up from a very young child, my earliest, I can remember my mum was like mad into Motown, Diana Supremes, Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, all the lot. My dad was actually proper into it, all his rock. He was a biker, so I got all the, rock and metal kind of side from there. And he was also mad into like trance as well, and like Moby, Utah Saints. So I got quite a varied influence when I was younger. And also all the pop stars as well when you're at school, like Roxette and Madonna and things as well. So yeah, I think that's where I got the singing side from. But yeah, Motown, it was just, happy times actually. That's why I love music so much. It just brings out all the positive feelings.
Yeah. So would you say, it sounds like you come from quite a musical household. So was that like a regular feature in your home, listening to music?
It was regular, yeah, but nobody really, nobody played like instruments or anything. I think it was just always mum was cleaning in the background, listening to her music. My dad was in the garage on his bike doing and it was always around. And obviously I used to, when I first started getting like tape players and CD players, then I'd be swiping my family's collection of all their music and just playing it over and over and over until I knew all the lyrics, every single little solo, everything. So yeah, I was quite obsessed with music when I was younger. to be honest.
Did you know at a young age that that was where you were headed for? Did you know?
That was definitely what I always wanted to do. I lost the way a little bit, as you do when you're a teenager and you have to get a job and all that. But definitely that was always in my heart, 1,000,000%. I was like, when I'm older, I want to be a famous singer and
Yeah.
all this stuff. But just doing anything musical, yeah, it's always been there, always. Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant. Love that. And then here you are, and here you are today.
Yeah.
Um, so when it comes to then the rave scene, I'd love to hear about your early rave days. So
Oh,
when you think about those when you think about those days, how would you describe them, and are there any particular raves that come to mind?
I actually started raving quite late in my life. I was like in my mid-20s, I think. I think it was about 2008, actually. That was kind of my first rave. It kind of ties into how I actually got into the rave scene. Basically, I got found on MySpace by DJ Ramos. I don't know if you've heard the old school happy hardcore Ramos Supreme Sunset regime, but he hit me up one day on MySpace. I just put up, me singing through a microphone in the computer. And he was like, "Do you want to do some vocals?" I was like, "Goodness, yes, please," sort of thing. And then before I knew it, like a year later, I was singing, sorry, live in, I think it was Club Ice in Westbury. That was my first ever rave, and I could not believe it. The vibes, everyone was just happy, girls just wearing what they wanted and just celebrating themselves. And oh, it was amazing. And everyone's happy, just the vibes. You don't really get that. I've been in quite a few scenes, from going to rock concerts and going to other places, and you don't get the same vibe that you do in a rave, like whether it's hardcore or drum and bass or house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lovely vibe, yeah. And that was like, I think the best, most memorable moment, being on stage and everyone's like, yeah. And
Yeah.
there's just nothing like it. It is cool. Yeah.
So your first rave, so your first experience of the rave scene was on stage.
It was actually on stage, yeah, yeah. And I was petrified, obviously. I'd never sang in front of that. There was like only a couple hundred people there, but only. But it was still, yeah, it was overwhelming. And then, you get the adrenaline. And then before I knew it, I was like, oh, is that over now? I want to carry on. I
Yeah.
want to sing more. And then, yeah, with the DJing as well, I just saw somebody mixing at a friend's party. And I was like, that looks cool. So I tried to beat match. Didn't take me very long, which was very surprising. And then I just got the bug from there. And then my first drum and bass rave, I think it was in Camden. And I went to Club Under Solo, and that
Mm-hmm.
was it was a Cool London night. And that was amazing as well. And the first time, yeah, it was the first time I saw Nikki Black Market play, and I was like, wow, absolutely blown away. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. And yeah, and as usual, Nikki Black Market is like, hi, you go up to him and say, how are you doing? Amazing set. And he's so friendly, just
Yeah.
lovely, lovely person. Yeah. So yeah, that was my first experiences of a rave.
Nice. And I have to say that's quite typical of the drum and bass jungle scene as well, that the artists tend to be quite approachable.
Really
Um
are.
yeah, and I just love that you're respectful of their space and things like that, but you
You
know
have
that
to
if
be, yeah.
yeah, but when you know someone that you're like a fan, they've always got time, which I just
It
love.
is, and it's a very close-knit community, isn't it? I find as well. So it is like, especially like with Facebook and things like that, you can comment regularly on someone's post, say like Nikki's posts, and they will take the time to respond back.
Yeah.
And I find that lovely as well. I really do, because, if it's not for the fans, then you wouldn't be where you are, so it's nice that they're respectful like that, as you are. Obviously, you've got to be respectful to them. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's really good scene. good vibes.
Good vibes. And so you sort of alluded to there, like how you started as a DJ and what some of your inspirations were. So
Yeah.
how did you get started? Like when did you decide like, okay, vocalist, I've been on stage, done
I
that.
think, yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. I think it is just not that, oh, I want to be able to do everything. It is basically, that looks cool. I really want to do it. And if you really get into it, then you're addicted. It is, mixing is addicting. It is. You get that certain mix together and that double drop or something, and it just brings you alive. And you're like, wow, that sounds awesome. And then when other people as well vibe off what you're doing, it's just a really great feeling. And it's nice to know you're making people happy. I think that's the addiction for me. I like seeing people smiling and dancing
Yeah.
and just having fun, because there's not a lot of things in this life, especially at the moment, that can make you that happy. So it's good. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can only imagine how amazing that must be to know that you've crafted something and then, you bring it on stage,
Yeah.
you're behind the decks and you can see the real time response. Because there's not many people who have that experience. When you think about artistically, you might create something, put out, then people respond to it, but you're seeing real time. Here I am playing, and there
Yeah.
you are responding now. That must be amazing.
That's it. Because, like, say you put a tune out that you've written and you post it online, and people are like, yeah, it's a cool song. You see that writing, it means a lot. It does mean the same. But if you actually see people like smiling and happy and dancing around, that is totally another level. And it is kind of, yeah, that's what keeps me doing that, I think, because you get excited and think, oh, I can't wait to play this and see what the reaction is.
Yeah.
And if it's a good reaction, then it's like amazing. If it's not, then it should go back to the drawing board and try again, because there's no way you need to give up. You shouldn't give up ever.
Mm.
But yeah, if you're passionate, then you just need to carry on doing it.
When did you start producing tracks? You're like a triple
Mm.
threat. You're doing like singer, DJ, producer.
I think it is, because when I was DJing, there's some awesome tunes. I mean, when it comes to jungle, I think my biggest um, influence was DJ Hybrid, and also Euphonique as well. When she started writing tunes, I was like, I absolutely love them. But there's certain things you'd think, if I put that in there, or I'd love it if that changed another way, or if it dropped like this. So that's what made me want to produce. And I was like, not that I can do better, but I want to get music like that, but put my own twist on it.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, I'm going to start doing soon, because as I said, I love music, metal music. So I've started adding little samples here and there, sneaking them in, seeing how far I can go before people are like, hang on, is this a drum and bass track? Just try
Yeah.
little bits like that. And also with the vocals, I wanted to just sing over my own songs as well, because it's really, I enjoy doing vocals for other people. But if you can go, right, I've sung and produced on that track, that's mine, it's even better. It's a better feeling. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. And you've talked about, what you love about what you do. What are some of the challenges that you faced, and maybe even some challenges that you've had to overcome?
Oh, there's a lot. Obviously, having time, the time thing is very hard. Like I said earlier when we had a little chat, starting up an own business with literally no money, haven't got a lot of money. So, like buying tracks, paying for your subscriptions and everything, it is a lot of money and time. And I think time's more important, to be honest. So it's long days, long days when you want to get something done, or you need to get a mix out there. Mental health, I suffer a lot from a lot of mental health. I think a lot of us do, especially in the
Mm,
music scene, because we're such artistic type people.
yeah.
It comes heavily with being so self-critical, doubtful of yourself, being overtired, so that makes it worse. I think they're the biggest challenges that I've had to face, to be honest.
Yeah, and how do you overcome? So one I'm always going to hone in on is the mental health part, because it
yeah,
has been a common thread. And like you said, it's not surprising, given creativity and putting yourself out there artistically
yeah.
is going to come with a lot of internal battle. How would you say that what's helped you overcome or at least cope with that?
I think having a really good support system, especially if there's people that are in your circle in the scene, that go through the same kind of thing or have done or know somebody that's going through the same thing. Sometimes it's how do I put it? It gets so intense, and people expect a lot of you. If you say you're going to do something, say, oh, I'm going to get this tune and it's a release, such and such a date, but you're struggling to catch up with that, you beat yourself up about it. Um, so yeah, you need people to talk to, most definitely. That's helped me a lot. I actually took a year out myself, not only to have grandchildren, which is awesome, spend time with them for a year. I also had to take a step back from everything and give myself a check and go, is this really what I want to do? Because it was obviously, your home life and everything and work, it just all came into a massive head. And it was like, do I want to do this? How am I going to approach it so it's easier to deal with? And I don't get myself into the same state that I've done before. Because the busier that you get, and I'm not even a busy DJ, I'm not like up there or anything like that. The busier you get, the harder it is to keep on top of your life, and something's gonna topple over eventually if you don't catch up on it. So yeah, I think it is someone to talk to, and also taking time out for yourself. It's really hard because everyone's got a massive busy schedule and real life. But you have to take a night off and go, right, I'm tired, I'm stressed out, I'm not feeling this. There's been untold times of when I've been trying to sort of mix or something like that, and nothing you play right, it doesn't go in together. It's not dropping. You keep pressing Q on the wrong blimmin' track or whatever, and it's just like, yeah, it's time to take a step out, go and have a bath, watch a bit of funny TV, and then start again the next day. So I think that's, yeah, a lot. My
Yeah.
partner as well, he's been amazing. He's very supportive. When you're doing the job that what we're doing, you need somebody that's got your corner and understands when you're freaking out last minute before you go into a gig. Don't talk to me for 20 minutes before I go on, things like that, because you accidentally snap at people, or you yeah, it's just like that. So I can't find the words.
No, I think you explained it beautifully. I wonder with the critical voice there, because I think that is something that most people, I think will resonate with most people.
Yeah.
How do you manage it? Like, what helps just quieten that voice, or how do you counter it?
It's very hard. I still struggle with it every single time. Like there's one set that I've been trying to do. I've got a set at the weekend and it's taken me nearly 3 days to sort out tunes. And I'm talking about 5 hours of sorting out tunes, because you doubt yourself. You're like, nah, it's not going to sound right. What if they're not feeling this? What if that happens? And it's just like a constant, yeah, you're doubting yourself, where you're going, oh, nobody's going to like that. So you change it all over again. Or you record a little bit of the mix and you're like, yeah, that actually sounds okay, but it ties into the same thing again. You've got to take time out for yourself. There's so many times that my partner's like played, say, a mix that I did on radio, because I play on Skank Out as well, and he loves that. Every Sunday he'll get the mix out and do Sunday dinner or whatever, bless him. And I'll be like, what mix is that? That's a bit sick. And he's like, it's yours. No, it's not. No. Oh, actually, I remember that mix now. So it's like, things seem like a lot worse than they actually are when you're in your own head. So I think you just got to, most of the time, ignore the voice, unless you're sitting there going, no, just put it to the side, go, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And it does get better over time.
over time. And I think I saw a post quite recently that literally was talking about mixes, and it was saying that it's not that the mix is necessarily bad or as bad as you think it is. It's that you just
Yeah,
need to give yourself a bit of space from it and come back to it with fresh ears.
exactly. Definitely. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So easy to
Yeah,
be,
that's
it's so easy. It's such a weird human thing that we have, that we can be. We've got this voice in
is.
our head that stops us
Like you've
from
got two
doing
little
things.
people on your shoulder saying, that sounds awesome. No, it doesn't.
Yeah. It's like, I'm
But
sure we
I'm
must
not
be
a
the only
schizophrenic.
species. Why?
Oh, bless, yeah.
And so, I mean, in another challenge, and I wonder if this has been a challenge that you faced. Have you faced any challenges working in a male-dominated music industry?
Do feel sometimes like we're a little bit not stomped over, pushed aside. I feel like the males in the industry, it's been heavily dominated. It's just a fact. It's always mostly been a male dominated scene. I think it's getting better now. I see more females on the lineups further up the list. I mean, Cara, for example, DJ Rap's always done really well. Um, and I'm seeing a lot more ladies on lineups, which I love, but it has been a struggle. I think, yeah, that's the biggest thing that it's been, because you can have a really sick mix, but it feels like sometimes it's a bit of a club, a boys' club, you know. Um, but yeah, I haven't really myself had a lot of problems with that. I mean, I get on a lot well with it is mostly the males because it is a male dominated industry, like I just said. So I think you just have to take that and try and shout a bit louder than the rest. You know, you have to push your way, not forcefully, but you have to shout a little bit louder and say, look, I'm here. You know, this is my mix, and just be relentless, just carry on pushing on through. Um, yeah, that's
Yeah, not backing down. Do you find that there are, because when we talk about the industry has historically been quite male dominated, and like you said, it's getting better now.
yeah.
Do you find that there are men in the scene who are up for amplifying the voices, like female voices and female
Definitely. Like I
artists?
said before, DJ Brocky, when he puts his events on, he always tries to make it fair. I don't know if that's a conscious thing, but he just treats all the artists the same. And I think there's a lot more people that are like that. UCOJ as well is a really good example. They're putting on more female artists. Um, yeah, I mean, he's always been supported. He actually played one of my songs on Cool London the other week that I'd produced myself, and it was a very proud moment. And I did thank him
Nice.
profusely. I was like, that's amazing. And he's like, no worries, it's a good song, you know. So he is very supportive of people. Nicky Black Market again, he's very supportive. He's always given me advice every time I bumped into him at events. DJ Zen as well with the Dream Bass. He's actually asked me to help stand up and put on events with himself and DJ Mully as well, and Tone Capone. So that's a plan that's going forward for next year. I will definitely make sure there's more females on the lineup. So I think as well that is a point, you know, it's females supporting females as well. It's not just up to the men in the scene, it's all of us. We've got to treat each other equally and not just go, oh, it's a female, that's a male. It is just a fact, it's a male. There's more males than there is females. I would like to personally see more female producers.
Mm.
I'm doing an album next year, or trying to put together an album next year, and it will be called Hempress City, and it will be hopefully full of a lot of female producers as well, because I'd really like to see that. There's loads of amazing artists out there, and they need more of a platform. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But I think that's such a key point as well, that we can't, it is just relying, it's everyone in the scene together as a community helping each other. So it's not just up to the males to lift up women, but also for women to lift up
it
each
is.
other as well,
Yes, and
because
I
you see the men
do.
do it. And
Yes.
yeah.
I do see a lot of the females though doing that. I mean, especially in my circle, I've got Miss Represent. She has been an absolute angel to me. She's always
Brilliant.
helped me, given me advice. Like I said, Nikki B as well. She's a lovely lady. The ladies that I met at Cool when I used to play on Cool, Dizzy Blonde, she's another example. There's so many lovely women in this scene.
Yeah.
And DJ Temper as well, obviously. I'm doing a gig for
Yes.
her next on Saturday. She is absolutely adorable and lovely. I love that lady. So yeah,
Cheers.
there is a lot of good people in the scene. You just have to stick to the right circles and not make the right friends. That's really weird. Yeah, just trust the right people and be in the same circle that your attitude matches.
Yeah.
You know, don't, yeah, you need to have the same values and the same goals. That's what I'm saying, to support each other. The more we support each other, the higher the scene will go and the better it will be for everybody. So yeah.
Absolutely. And there's space for everyone. I think that's the
There
other thing as
is.
well.
There's untold space for literally every single DJ that there is. Like, there's room somewhere for everybody. And it does annoy me sometimes when I see some people go, oh, I'm giving up now, just because they haven't got, had the opportunity to play out or whatever. And it does take a long time and it takes a lot of practice. I've been doing it since 2016, 15, like just drum and bass. And trust me, there's people in the scene that have been there a lot longer and they're still trying and plugging away and not giving up. I don't think you should ever give up on doing something that you're really passionate about. So if you're going to say, no, I've had enough, I'm hanging up my decks or whatever because you're not getting bookings, then I think that's a real shame and you're not in it for the right reasons in the first place. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it is a lot out of love, money, time, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. So how would you describe then your style? Well, I could ask you as a DJ, but I also want to know as a vocalist as well. But when I start off as a DJ, how would you describe your style?
Yeah, as a DJ, oh, I actually started out learning to play like jump up. Um, so it'd be all like early Kings of the Rollers and all that stuff. So it went from there. Also mixing a little bit of liquid, but I've never been that much a fan of doing the liquid. Vocal wise, I love doing liquid because my voice is quite high, so it matches that kind of vibe. But yeah, with drum and bass, it's always been ragga samples, hip hop inspired. I absolutely love it. I love all the old samples with the new like heavy bass and yeah, really heavy beats. I just love the heavier the better for me, and
Nice.
things that just drop hard.
Nice.
So yeah, I do enjoy playing jungle the most. But lately there's been some pure drum and bass bangers, like with the jump uppy vibe and the heavy roller bass, and I'm all about that, all about it.
Love it. So
So it's a mix.
would you say then that your style has evolved over time, or do you feel like yeah,
Definitely. I think we're things, yeah. I mean, even right now, you see like the little hardcore elements coming back into drum and bass as well. And I love it all. I mean, it's not all for me to play, but I love it that so many different types of music get put in to drum and bass. But yeah, it has seriously evolved. Um, After taking my year off, I've started playing more drum and bass now because that's what I'm feeling. But yeah, I love it all really. I can get down with most of it.
yeah, yeah. Love that. So you got that freedom, that
It's a
creative
mixed bag,
freedom.
yeah, in a
Yeah.
roundabout way.
Nice. And so as a DJ then, what would you say have been some of your most memorable experiences, and
Ooh.
what's made them stick out?
Playing and having the Ragga Twins emceeing over one of my sets. it was a live stream. Most of the times when I play with people I really have always wanted to tick off my list, it's mostly on live stream. So I've had MC Fearless, Ragga Twins, and I think the little highlight, it wasn't even playing out live. It was Nicky Blackmarket's daughter. I don't know if you know DJ Mills.
Yeah.
That was really special. She was going to do her first live stream with us. So we went and did a little session at Pirate Studios, and I helped show her like little tricks that you do when you go live and stuff. And that was a really lovely day. So it was nice that I wanted to help her, and that she's smashing it now as well. So it's like a little proud moment.
Oh, amazing. I've only seen her live once, and it was with her dad. It was at an event in, I think it was like Hackney. The venue doesn't exist anymore, and that was the first time I saw her, and I was like, I love this. It's like bringing through the new generation.
She is awesome as well. She's really fierce on the decks as well, from what I've seen. I haven't actually seen her play live on stage yet, but I can't wait. But yeah, the Ragga Twins thing, that was like seriously off my bucket list. I couldn't stop smiling, jumping around. Yeah. And one of the guys, he turned around and he was like, "What's this tune?" And asked me to send one of my tunes, one of my specials.
Right in the selection. Was it actually one of your songs or just one of your selections?
Oh no, it was a song that I had, yeah. So I was like, go on then, I'll share it with you,
Nice.
It was actually Demon. Yeah, it was Demon, because he loves doing his liquid lunch on Thames Delta. And then he played it on there. I was like, I know where you got that song from. No, it's really nice memory. It's lovely. So yeah, just little things like that. It just makes everything special. I think, as well, was it We Love Jungle Awards back in 2017. And I actually got to meet General Levy. And that was like off my bucket list, because that's when I first started to listen to jungle. That was obviously one of the first tunes that was out. I think it was Jungle Mania 4. And that's because it got mainstream, didn't it? And that was the first time I actually heard jungle music. And I was like, so I got to meet him because I was backstage, because I was nominated for Vocalist of the Year. And
you'd only just really started out around that time, right?
Yeah. I was very lucky. I hit up. This is the thing. This is another thing I was going to say as well, for artists that are up and coming and that want to like do better work and do things that they want to do. I just hit up Brian Brainstorm one day on Facebook, and I was like, "Can I send you some of my vocals? Like, I really love your music. I'd love to work with you." And he heard my vocals and he was like, "Yeah, sure." And then before I knew it, I'd appeared on his album on this is where my brain goes. Line Dub International. Late. There you go. Line Dub.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that release. And then out of the blue, I wasn't expecting it at all. I was waiting for Mrs. Magoo, actually. She was nominated. I was really happy for her. I was messaging her, "Go on, girl." And then she was like, "Congratulations to you too." And I was like, "What are you on about?" And she went, "Well, you're nominated for like vocalist." And I was like, "Shut up." So I went on there, and fair enough, I was. So I got to go backstage. I didn't win, but I was super loving the night anyway. Yeah. And then I was speaking to General Levy, and the first thing I said was, "I loved you when I was younger. You were awesome." It must have made him feel like 90 years old. I was so impressed.
To be fair, he was super young when he made that track.
He was very young, yeah. He was probably only about 8 years older than me, but I was just like, "Yeah, you were so cool." Proper fangirl moment. Trying to act like a cool artist, I could have said, "Oh, I do vocals, do you want to do a song with me?" No. I had to go, "You were so awesome." It never spoke to me again. I don't know why. I really don't. But that was also a highlight, because I laugh at that now and I think that's awesome. So yeah,
just being you, like better.
Yeah, it is just such a. My ADHD just came out and went blah. never mind.
Oh, I'm sure he loved it.
Yeah, definitely.
Always good to meet a fan, I'm sure. So if you could change one thing about the jungle drum bass scene, what would it be?
Oh my goodness. I really don't know. It would probably have to be, like I said, see more females, but like I said, it's already starting to happen. So yeah, more women supporting women. I would really love to see that. It seems like people are clicky. Like, I don't know, it might just be just me, imposter syndrome or whatever. But you feel like some people aren't approachable, maybe. Um, so yeah, I think just more openness and being friendly towards each other, work together more, not just females, just all together. That's what I like about what we're doing at Dreambase. It's like we're trying to bring together a conglomerate of labels to all work together as well, because that's another aspect that's quite, everyone's trying to do their own thing and fighting for that number one spot and what have you. And I think bringing each other up and supporting each other and like sharing each other's posts and complimenting each other, once in a while. And it really helps. It really does. Because, like I said, you doubt yourself a lot of the time. And not a lot of us have got people to go, oh, that's amazing constantly. You shouldn't necessarily need that, but it really helps. And I think it brings people closer together. So yeah, I think more supportive scene in general, not just for the ladies. I think we should all be pushing each other rather than trying to fight for something and keeping it all to ourselves. So yeah. But
Can you
I
tell us a little
think,
bit more about? Sorry, what were you going to
no,
say?
it's all right, carry on. No,
No, because I was just wondering that. Can you tell us a little bit more about Dreambase?
Yes, Dream Base. Oh, I absolutely love it. So it's run by DJ Zen. And then on the event side, you've got DJ Mully, Tone Capone's also helping out, and myself. I'm trying to help like find new music and new artists and stuff. So we've actually got our first group project together. It's called Juicy Fruits. We've got some wicked artists coming out on that release. There's myself. There's Veek, who I'm so excited to be on the same album as. DJ Zen, you got Destiny and J-Line and Marg. I think that's how you say his name. It's very techy and jungle and and rollery, and there's a lot of really decent sounds in there. So I think people are going to be quite surprised. Not surprised, but like happy about it. So each release is going to be based on a different fruit. This one's oranges, and
Oh
then the next
wow!
one will be like limes, and it's all colourful. And yeah, I think Zent's put together a really good team, and he is very supportive. The whole label as a whole, that is the mission: support each other in the scene. So if anyone does want to send over some tunes, find us on Facebook. I would be more than happy to, listen. And if we don't take them, keep sending them anyway, because, that's what it's about. Keep trying and trying again. Because your specific sound might not be what everyone's looking for, but eventually it will be. So
Yeah.
I think it is exciting. Yeah, I think they're building something pretty special. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see where it's going to go.
Nice. Well, make sure that the details are included in the
Yeah.
show notes. I feel like there's been scattered throughout. I mean, I think people are going to take a lot away from this conversation, which is why I love having these conversations. I've
Yeah,
said
it's all up and down.
No, it's been brilliant. I think what I find a lot of time is that, I think I've said it on another episode, that this podcast is mostly listened to by other artists, which wasn't the original intention, but it is what it is. Like, I don't have, I didn't have a real intention as such. Just wanted to get people out there and share these conversations. And so what tends to happen is there's always like bits of great pieces of information, advice that goes throughout the conversation.
Yeah.
However, I'm still going to ask the question: do you have any advice that you would give to aspiring artists, DJs, vocalists out there?
So many pieces of advice. Firstly, don't give up doing something you absolutely love. be consistent, put out like a mix once a week, once a month, share it about. It's not necessarily about likes and follows while you'll get bookings. It's networking. The more you talk to people, support each other, like I said, swap your skills with somebody else. Somebody might be looking for a vocalist, the other person might be looking, for a tune. Work together, there's so many different things that you can do. Be prepared, especially if you're a DJ. Have 2 sticks, put them in each put them in each CDJ, because you never know when one of them's going to mess up. I think we've all been there. That's the worst thing, accidentally something going wrong with the system. And really stay humble. Nobody likes working with somebody that thinks they're above other people. It's not a good look, and word definitely gets around. So yeah, just be yourself, do what you love, do not quit ever. It takes a long time, so many years. I actually watched a video just before I came on TikTok with Mosey, and someone put a question, were you always this good at DJing? It was like, nah, bruv. It's like, there's no way. He said, you listen to me back in the day, I was rubbish. I couldn't even mix 2 decks together, let alone 3 or 4. And he's been doing it years. So it is just literally just keep practicing. Yeah, and doing what you love, and everything will be fine. Yeah. And just be present in the moment as well. Don't look towards going, I want to be on that main stage at a festival. It's never going to happen, because if you're reaching that far into the future straight away, you're going to get disheartened, and then you won't want to do it. So just enjoy what you're doing and the opportunities that come your way as well. I think that's very important. And just be a nice person.
Be nice. That one comes up a lot. Be nice, be humble, because it is what's the scene is very healthy and it's growing. It is still, when put it into perspective, quite a small scene, so word does get around.
Yeah, it really does quickly, because you'll say, I spoke to such and such the other day, like somebody we mentioned earlier. I met that person a couple of times. Oh yeah, they're a lovely person, and I think they're a lovely person too, but it can easily be the other way around. But also I think as well, there's lots of rumors about different people that go around, and I think that's wrong, because unless you actually know that personal situation, you shouldn't be involved in other people's business, Exactly. And I think that hurts a lot of artists, because somebody will fall out with someone. I've seen it happen many times, and then nobody else will want to talk to him because someone supposedly did something wrong. And I think you should ask that person what's going on firstly, and second, don't talk about people. It's not very nice. Just be a nice person.
Just be nice.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Exactly.
So it sounds like you're up to lots of really exciting things. What are your plans for the future, and are there any upcoming projects you'd like to tell us about?
Wow. Well, like I just said, I don't look massively forward into the future, but I like a year in advance maybe. So yeah, I'm looking at doing the album. I've always wanted to do that ever since I first started in rave music. My skills are still getting there with the production, so I'm going to be learning more about that. Just keeping my head down, just doing more mixes. I've got a couple of nice gigs that are coming up as well in the future, which one of them I can't talk about, but obviously Saturday, catch me at Club PST, busting it out at Spray Out. Hopefully I'll see you there. That would be lovely. So basically just keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully good things come out of that. I'm starting my first show as well in October on Thames Delta Radio, once a month, every Friday. So that I'm really looking forward to that. I'm gonna have some good guests on there as well. So yay.
Nice. So with Thames, because I think the show that I watch the most on Thames, I catch whatever I can catch basically. When it comes up on my Facebook, I'm like, I'm online.
That's
I
it.
might as well
Yeah.
listen in. But I think Ray Keith's show, which is one of the inspirations for me to start this podcast, because I loved just listening into his conversation. He does a little interview at the beginning, and then
Yeah.
the Tuesday one, he does an interview, and then he does the mix together. Is that what your show is going to be like? Is it a bit of both?
Yeah, it will. When I have guests on, I think I'm going to do one show just myself, and then the next one it will be with a guest. My next guest will be Miss Represent, actually. So I'm really excited about that. She's such a boss lady, honestly. You think I've got a lot going on. That lady just smashes it all out the water. So I'm really interested and looking forward to hearing what she's been coming up with. So yeah, it will be along those lines, but it'll be mostly music. Because when I start talking, I just ramble. It'd probably take up the whole hour.
There'd be no time for mix. Quick 5-minute mix.
Wouldn't make much sense. It would just be like, oh yeah, and then what colour's this? I don't know, flower over there.
Brilliant. You did mention, I will just shout it because you did say at the beginning when we were talking before we pressed record that you and your partner were starting a plant business.
Oh yes, yeah. So it's mainly started as our love for plants. If you saw my front room, it is literally we've got about nearly 60 plants in my front room, and I just started learning how to take clippings and grow your own. So I was like, oh, it's really good. So yeah, we got really interested, and we're gonna start growing our own plants, have our own little nursery, and selling them. We're also going to be doing herbs as well. Natural herbs, because I'm really into my healing with herbs, especially the mullein plant. That is my absolute favourite. It's a really good, by the way, anyone that's watching. Use mullein tea if you get a cold or the flu or chest infection, literally within 2 days. In my experience, it has helped clear it up. So I really want to do that to help people. Not everyone wants to take, medicines and, pay out goodness knows what for their prescriptions. So we want to help people with the healing, and plants also make you really happy, and they clear your air as well. If you're a smoker in your home, clears up the air overnight, and it's really good.
Nice, there you go.
Yeah, so we're busy doing that too. It's all good. Thank you for asking.
No, we've got to give the business a little plug. You said it's just starting up, so let's get that in there as well. Okay, so are you ready for your round of this or that?
Okay, yes, go.
As ready as you can be.
I might keep changing my mind.
That's fine. So just so people know, I do send, when I'm organised enough, I tend to send my guests questions before the interview, but what I don't send them is the this or that. So this will be the first time that you're hearing these. So first question, do you prefer spring or autumn?
Autumn, definitely. I love spring and it's beautiful and all the flowers come out, but autumn's lovely and you get all cozy, and plus it's club season, so I absolutely love playing in clubs. So yeah, absolutely love it.
Yeah. It's like you knew what I was going to ask you next. So the next question is festival or club night?
I haven't played many festivals myself, but yeah, definitely clubs, because it's more compact and everyone, you're closer to people rather than what I've seen. When you're in a festival, you're standing so far away from the crowd, and it's like, how do you get your vibes on? Apart from the music you're playing. Yeah, definitely club, definitely.
That's actually a really good point. So whoever asks that question, everyone sort of says, festivals because of the daytime. And I would have said as well, like festivals because of daytime, but it's true. Clubs
longer.
Yes, but then in the clubs it's more intimate, isn't it? I went to Boomtown this year for the first time.
Oh,
and
lucky.
On the wrong, it was amazing, but on wrong side of the tracks, you couldn't even see the DJ.
Really?
It was so up and tucked away, and even the MC on the stage down below, I think they could see the DJ, or the DJ could, but it wasn't like they weren't all on one. So that's a good point, actually.
Yeah,
intimacy.
that's different. I don't think I've seen that. Oh, a bit disappointing that would be.
It was a bit shame. I mean, the MC was close enough, but yeah, the DJ was like, it's Cara. Where is she now? I can't see her.
She's awesome, isn't she, Cara? Great DJ. Yeah.
I absolutely I'm going to be seeing her actually this weekend I'll be seeing Cara, so I'm looking forward to
amazing.
that. Yeah, she's brilliant. So this I have to be quite specific. So for your own listening pleasure, do you prefer to listen to music through speakers or headphones?
Definitely speakers, because I play my music loud, loud. When my neighbours aren't in, by the way, I'm quite
Yeah.
thoughtful. My music's always on off after 10 o'clock at home. But yeah, I love blasting the music through the speakers because it's just all around in your headphones. It's a bit, I feel constricted, but yeah, definitely
Probably better
speakers.
for you to be fair, having it through the speakers.
Yeah.
When it comes to tracks, do you prefer the remix or the original?
Oh, this is hard. Can't not say both. You love, oh, excuse me, sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, the original definitely with jungle tracks, I think. Um, Most definitely. But remixes are always awesome, like nearly always awesome. Um, One example, Bert Cope did a remix of Hot Stepper. Well,
Yes.
it's sort of a remix, isn't it? It was just awesome. I was like, no, yeah, love that. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go for remix actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, love
remix.
it. Got
I love
there.
it when you put a fresh twist on something that's already been done, as long as you don't overdo it.
Yeah, I think a good remix. Yeah, a good remix. I'm trying to think. Was it DJ Zinc did the remix of Super Sharp Shooter? As far as I said that right,
Yes.
that
Oh,
was a
yeah.
good remix. I mean, the
That is a
original.
classic.
I'd struggle to choose between the original and the remix, but that remix, I was like, this is Matt. When I first heard it, and I was like, who's? And I couldn't find it anywhere because it's Brocky actually who first heard
Yeah.
it play at I think it was Jungle Mania E1. Yeah, it was like one of the Jungle Mania's big celebration they had recently.
Oh,
Was it
mad.
30
Yeah.
years or however many years?
I think, yeah, 20 years, I think. Yeah.
At E1, he dropped that, and I was just like, what is this? Like, who is this? It took months for me to finally find out who it was. Brilliant
I'd
remix.
say he's really good at doing remixes, and that's Aries. I think he's got a really good
Yes.
ear for it. Definitely. Just trying to think which is the tune. I can't, my mind's gone blank. But yeah, there's a song he remixed. It was either one of Ray Keith's tunes. I can't remember.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
But yeah, anyway, he's awesome. Give hats off to Aries for his remix skills.
He is good, and he is a lovely, lovely person.
He's a
As well,
lovely guy, yeah.
another fantastic person in the scene. When it comes to drum and bass era, jungle drum and bass era, would you go for the 90s or the noughties? I don't think I've ever said noughties
Definitely.
before. 2000s.
Naughties.
The
Oh, that's so
noughties.
cool. I love saying that, the naughties. I'd definitely go for the naughties because that's when I started to learn to mix. And yeah, my favourite tunes were all out and it brings back really good memories. So yeah, I'd say naughties,
Nice.
definitely.
Oh, you'll appreciate this one, I think. When it comes to, so if you imagine a song, would you prefer good lyrics with bad vocals or bad lyrics with good vocals?
Bad lyrics with good vocals. You cannot cover up bad singing. I know. Yeah, I know all about that one. Yeah, definitely good singing over bad lyrics, most
Yeah.
definitely. You can get some really bad lyrics and they're so cheesy, they're cool, don't you find? No?
Yeah.
Just me.
I think I would definitely go for the good. I like a good vocals. Like I'm the person if I hear really beautiful singing voice, I get goosebumps, and I love that
Yeah,
feeling. I love that feeling.
same.
Yeah.
Me and my friend, when we're listening to music together, she'll put a set on or something in the kitchen. We'll be chatting away, and we both sit there and go, "Oh, goosebumps, goosebumps!" Just
Just
like
feels so
awesome
good.
mix. Yeah, we've got this little goosebumps going, so you can get the most goosebumps out of a mix. She
Tally
always
up the
wins.
goosebumps at the end. Love it. Um, this is a hard one, actually. I think I don't think I've asked this one before either. Only wash your hair once a year. Oh, love the hair, by the way. Gorgeous
Thank you
colours, I
very
have to
much.
say. It's very healthy as well. Only wash your hair once a year, or only be able to check your phone once a day.
Uh, Only be able to check my phone once a day. I cannot handle having like dirt. Yeah, I need to wash my hair. Please don't wash my hair.
Imagine once a year. Do you know, one of my fear was that I would ask that question, someone said, and someone would say, "Well, I only wash my hair once a year." You see that one random person who's just like not shampooing their hair, and somehow it all looks great. It's like, well, how are you doing that? I'm glad that's worked out. Last question, that would be really awkward. Last question. All expenses paid, trip around the world, or £100,000 immediately in cash?
I'd have to say the cash, I'm pretty sure, because you can buy your own holidays and choose where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'd probably invest in more studio equipment, so that'd be handy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the money. So the experience is amazing. I'd love to travel the world. I think I've only been to 2 places outside the UK in my life, so it would be amazing to travel. But yeah, definitely the money, because you'd do so much more, couldn't you?
Yeah, way more freedom. Oh, you've been amazing. And thank you for sending in your 5 tracks. So I'll be recording the video with your 5 tracks that you selected as well. So look out for that when it comes out.
Really
yeah, Dzire, thank you so much for joining me.
Yay, cheers. It's been a real pleasure. And I hope you have a good week as well. And everyone that's watching as well, have a positive week.